Hey guys, Pre-Markinines here. There is so much Pokemon news going on in the world right now. New Pokemon are popping up left and right. 4 from last week's trailer and 5 more from this month's Koro. But we'll talk about those guys later on in the week. Today we're going to be focusing on a new concept that could very well change the Pokemon we already know forever. This new concept is known as regional variants, or better known as Alolan forms. If somehow you don't know about it yet, basically what it is that older Pokemon are becoming adapted to the microclimates of this new region and changing not only form, but types. There's definitely going to be more, but so far we've got 5 revealed, and they are Exeggutor, Vulpix, Ninetales, Sandshrew, and Sandslash. I definitely didn't expect this. I don't know how anybody could have expected this. This is the reason I play Pokemon. You think you know everything, and then all of a sudden, you know nothing. But now that older Pokemon are taking on these new forms, the question arises. Will they have new shiny forms? In the past, other alternate forms all had their own shiny forms, so I think it just makes sense for these to definitely have them too. But whether or not these shinies will be completely different or the same as their original forms is up in the air. We've seen both happen with Mega Evolutions. While the majority stay the same like Gyarados, there are Megas like Gengar that look nothing like the originals. Once again, I made 3 shinies for each new form, but this time I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. The first will be based off the original colors, the next is something I can see them doing, and the last is what I'd love to see. Let's get into it. First up is the 35-foot tall grass dragon type Exeggutor. Here's what it'll look like if the shiny stays the same. This is the same look he's rocked for years, so there's really no explanation needed. Honestly, I don't see a reason why it would change at all. It keeps the same color scheme as the original, so I feel like the shiny will too. This will be most likely what we get, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Here's the shiny I could see them doing. If they change anything at all, I really don't see them changing that much. The green palms are now purple, and the body's still gold, just not as bright. For some reason, this felt a little more dragon to me, but then again, nothing about Exeggutor screams dragon, so who knows? Now I'm supposed to show you what I want the shiny to be, but I don't know. I don't want the shiny colors to change from the original. I think that that's the colors it should be, and for me to say that there's better colors would be a complete lie. I was gonna say despite the new typing, I didn't expect him to change the shiny colors, but when I think of a 35-foot tall dragon type, I don't expect it to be Exeggutor. So nothing about this guy makes sense. I don't know what to do. Here it is, blue. Our next Pokemon is the now ice-type fox, Vulpix. Here's how it'll look if it's based off the original shiny. It keeps the snowy vibe, but still takes on that vibrant yellow and orange. This seems a little safe to me, so I'm hoping they don't do this, but if they do, I won't be that surprised. Now here's what I can see them doing. The body goes from blue to pink, and the eyes and feet shift to purple. We've seen changes like this among the Vanillite line, who are also ice types, and I think it just makes perfect sense for them to do it again here. I've always thought these colors looked great together, and there's no denying that Vulpix wears them super well. I'd be happy with this. Now here's the shiny I'd love to see. Everything on it gains a green tint, and because the original colors are blue, this little guy ends up turquoise. It may not be the biggest change, but you guys know I love my blue and white shinies, and since most of these Alolan forms are already the colors I would have made them, a subtle change here does the trick for me. Next up is a Pokemon that somehow got even more majestic, Ice and Fairy type Ninetales. Here's what it'll look like if the shiny stays the same. The silver body stands out like always, but the blue tips are now a little more subtle thanks to its new typing. Not too much else to say here. We all know how beautiful shiny Ninetales was already, and I think it's safe to say that this shiny would be just as beautiful in its new form. Now here's a shiny I'd be okay with. The blue becomes a rose gold, and the rest of the colors follow suit. Now this matches up really nicely with the pink Vulpix I showed before, and it's definitely something I can see happening. It may seem a little weird for an ice type to have these shiny colors, but Ninetales was a fire type with an ice type looking shiny before, so it does make a little sense for it to have these shiny colors in its new ice form. All logic aside, with a shiny like this, I am definitely not complaining. Now for the shiny I'd love to see. The blue becomes a midnight purple, but lightens up a bit to let that snowy vibe shine through. We've seen a similar change with another ice type shiny Cubchoo, but I honestly think this Ninetales looks way better with it. I've always really loved the look of a snowy mountain against a night sky, and this shiny definitely reminds me of that. I love this look. The next Alolan form is the Igloo Mr. Sandshrew. Here's the little guy with his usual shiny colors. If they kept the shiny the same, it would probably be the green you see here, which annoyingly I can totally see happening because it reminds me a little bit of Bergmite, who is also an ice type. Not really something to be excited about, but you can't win them all. Here's the shiny I could see them doing. The only real change that happens is the body takes on an almost glass-like look. We've seen this same style on Regice, and they honestly both remind me a lot of the Crystal Onyx, which, for all we know, could also be an Alolan form. I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't be disappointed with this. And now for the shiny I want to see. Yes, at first glance, this shiny probably reminds you way too much of Shiny Seal, but hear me out. This guy's body goes completely white, and the belly is no exception. Even the twinkle in his eye changes, which is super vibrant now. Individually, these changes are super slight, and alone, I would not be okay with them. But bring them all together and the difference is huge. Just look at this comparison. This may seem like a shiny that's easily overlooked, but I promise you in game, this thing would stand out like crazy. I know not everyone's gonna agree on this one, but it's definitely a shiny I would love to hunt. And lastly, we have the final Alolan form of the bunch, Sandslash. Here's the shiny based on the original. It basically holds true entirely, but due to the new typing of Ice and Steel, I made it a little bit less pronounced. We've actually seen a combination of these colors on another shiny Steel type, Shiny Jirachi, so it's definitely something we could see happen again. I like shiny Sandslash. I'm actually really fine with this. Here's the shiny I could see them doing. The Icicles pretty much stay the same, but the blue body takes on a mint green. There are plenty of mint green Steel types to compare this to, but the most notable are Regice and Aggron. And with it also being a great look for an Ice type, it just sort of makes sense. And finally, the shiny I'd love to see. The blue body becomes almost completely white while the icicles become a navy blue. The contrast here is crazy, which makes it not only really stand out, but it also makes it look super awesome. Also, now that Sandslash is ice type, it really makes for a nice parallel for the original shiny colors. If the shiny looks like this, I will be hunting it. I know, it's not going to. Probably none of them will, but it's still fun to speculate. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this edition of my videos. I hope you enjoyed this shiny speculation. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, I'm sorry it took me so long to get this video out. I've been in Chicago for a week, so I couldn't make this video as quick as I wanted to, but I'm working hard to get all the new shiny speculations out, even though Game Freak is making it super tough because they just keep revealing new things. But don't worry, it'll get done. And holy shanks, we hit 50,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I don't understand that number. I don't understand that there's 50,000 of you that have chosen to watch me. So thank you guys. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. More videos are coming very soon, but until next time, this is Supreme Arcanine signing out. I will see you guys later.